Have you ever had that feeling, that sense that there's something more behind, life's twists and turns?
Like certain meetings or challenges were somehow meant to be.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to dive deep into that very idea. We're exploring the world of soul contracts, soul agreements, and pre-life agreements.
Yeah, we've been looking at some really fascinating material on this, including an audio piece that claims to reveal, well, the truth no one tells you about it all.
So our goal here is to really unpack these concepts. What do they mean? What are the implications? And maybe, just maybe, how could knowing this change how you see your own journey?
Okay, let's get into it.
So a core idea, really the foundation from the source material, is this. You are an immortal spiritual being living a temporary human experience.
hmm Which sounds simple, but it really pushes against how we're often taught to see ourselves, doesn't it?
Totally. Society often pushes us to identify just with our physical body, our senses, the constant need for stimulation, more stuff.
The whole supersize that
Yeah.
mentality, yeah. Focusing just on the physical.
And the material suggests that this kind of narrow focus, well, it can really hold us back from seeing our true, much bigger nature.
Right, and this idea of being beyond the body, it connects to that basic principle, that
Mm.
energy is not created nor destroyed.
Okay.
So if energy isn't destroyed, then we aren't destroyed.
Yeah.
We're fundamentally energy. We're described as multi-dimensional beings.
Multidimensional.
Yeah.
So not just here, now.
Exactly. The idea is that before this life, our souls, our core essence, we were basically uh, chilling in higher dimensions.
Chilling. Sounds nice.
It does. Described as a state of unconditional love and bliss, where, desires manifest instantly. None of those heavier emotions we deal with here, shame, fear, guilt, anger,
I-
none of that.
Wow.
And it gets even wilder. The sources talk about us having existences in many different ways and on many different planets, even mentions potential ET connections.
Okay, ET connections. That's quite a leap for some.
It is, but it speaks to that core idea.
Yeah.
Our consciousness isn't limited to just this one body, this one planet, this one time. It's vast.
All right, so if we were in this state of, unconditional love and bliss, it raises a huge question.
Why leave?
Exactly. Why would any soul choose to leave that for Earth, with all its challenges?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the material gives a few key reasons for coming to what it calls this third-dimensional reality.
Okay, like what?
Well, one big reason is to experience duality, the whole spectrum, good, bad, light, dark. You can't really grasp it fully in a state of pure bliss.
Makes sense. You need contrast.
Precisely. Another reason is to actually help out, to contribute to this awakening or collective shift in consciousness that's supposedly happening right now on the planet.
So coming here to be a part of a change.
Yes. And then there's karma. But one, apparently you can work through karma lessons from past actions, both positive and negative, much, much faster here in this denser reality than you could in higher dimensions.
Faster. So challenges here are like spiritual acceleration.
That's one way to look at it, yeah. Like taking the express lane for soul growth,
Yeah.
even if it feels incredibly tough at the time.
Okay, so if it's not random, if there are reasons, how is it all arranged? That's where these contracts come in.
Exactly. Soul contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Or pre-birth agreements. The idea is these are arrangements we make before we incarnate
Agreements with who?
with our soul family, as the source puts it. Or maybe just, soul homies, beings we have deep connections with across lifetimes.
Soul homies. I like that. And what's the point of these agreements?
Well, the material says it's about learning very specific things. Maybe it's about unconditional love or finding your own worthiness or learning how to reclaim your personal power.
Okay, lessons.
Yeah.
But then the source says something pretty intense.
Ah, yes. The really challenging bit.
It suggests that even the absolute worst things that happen to you, like betrayals, being backstabbed, even abuse.
I'd have been chosen.
Yeah,
Chosen as part of a soul contract, specifically to catalyze your spiritual growth.
that's hard to swallow.
It really is. The source gives this specific example, quite personal, about an abusive ex-stepmom the speaker had for years.
Right, from age 7 to 15, I think.
Yeah, a horrible experience, objectively. But looking back, the speaker identifies that as the soul contract that ultimately triggered their spiritual awakening.
Wow. So finding gratitude in the absolute worst, that's profound. But it raises questions, doesn't it? Why choose suffering?
It does. And it also brings up free will. If it's all planned, where's our choice?
Sure. And the source uses that hallway analogy, which I found interesting.
The idea that the general path, the hallway, is kind of set by these pre-birth agreements.
But, and this is the key part, the way that we walk down that hallway is up to us.
Exactly. You can skip, jump, somersault, even walk backwards, apparently.
So the overall theme or lesson might be agreed upon, but how we navigate it, our reactions, our choices moment to moment, that's our free will in action.
Precisely. It suggests a framework, not a rigid script. And these contracts, these lessons, often show up through synchronicity.
Ah, those meaningful coincidences.
Right. Things that look coincidental, but are maybe part of this deeper design, guiding us towards the people and experiences we need for our growth.
And this ties into that mind-bending idea that time all exists now, not past, present, future.
Yeah, that concept pops up too.
Yeah.
That from a higher perspective, it's all happening simultaneously, which allows for this kind of pre-planning.
Okay, my brain hurts a little. But it's fascinating, this idea that we're sort of co-creating our reality based on these agreements.
And the material even suggests we're checking in with our plan, or our higher self, quite regularly.
Oh yeah, how so?
Well, apparently when you go to bed at night, you're essentially waking up on another level. Beyond the ego, beyond the physical body, you merge with your higher self.
Okay, and what happens then?
You plan. You actually plan out the next day.
Yeah.
Not just the mundane stuff like picking up groceries,
Right.
but also arranging for certain opportunities to come into your life. Synchronistically, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe bumping into someone or seeing a specific flyer.
So we're setting ourselves up for growth opportunities while we sleep.
That's the idea. But again, crucially, there is still free will.
You don't have to take the opportunity.
Nope. You can choose to ignore it, walk past it. And if you miss one, your higher self might just line up another one later. The universe is patient, it seems.
That's kind of comforting, actually, that we
Yes.
get multiple chances. Okay, so if we've agreed to these contracts, especially the tough ones,
Yeah.
how do we know when we're done? How do you end a contract, particularly a negative one?
Great question. And the source offers some really practical steps for consciously releasing a negative soul contract. It's not just about enduring it.
Okay, good. What are they?
First step, become at peace with it. Find acceptance for what happened.
Easier said than done sometimes, but okay. Peace.
Second, and this is key for releasing that negative emotional charge, recognize that you chose it on some soul level. This isn't about blame. It's about empowerment and understanding, which helps with forgiveness.
Right, taking back some agency over it, even retrospectively.
Exactly. Third, express gratitude. Say thank you, XYZ, to the person or the situation for the lesson, even if it was painful. Like the ex-stepmom example, thank you for sparking the awakening.
Gratitude for the lesson learned.
Fourth, consciously decide to end it. You need to cut these energetic cords. State your intention clearly. I set you free. You set me free.
It's about reclaiming your power.
I set you free. You set me free. Powerful.
And finally, there's a suggestion for a symbolic act, something ceremonial.
Like what?
Imagine yourself taking this contract, ripping it up with love. Or you could literally write it out on paper
Okay.
and then burn it in a fire safely. It's about using ritual and visualization to solidify that energetic release.
That makes sense. Giving it a physical anchor. Wow, that's quite a process, but it sounds empowering.
It really does frame it as something you have active control over finishing.
And the source mentioned other pre-life choices too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Beyond just the big contracts.
Oh yeah, some fascinating details, like choosing your exact time of birth.
Which links to astrology and numerology, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It suggests those aren't random influences, but chosen ones. And get this, even choosing your name.
We chose our own names. How?
The idea is we influence our parents, nudge them towards the name that carries the right vibration or meaning for our life path.
That's wild. So parents think they're choosing, but really?
We're whispering in their ear from the other side, maybe? It's a thought.
It really reframes everything, even difficult relationships. The source said something like, people we see as enemies.
May actually be someone that's compassionately helping you, helping you learn that tough lesson you signed up for. Again, a challenging idea,
Yeah.
but it shifts perspective dramatically.
It absolutely does. It all circles back to that core message, doesn't it?
That you're an immortal spiritual being anyway. This life, these challenges, they're temporary experiences for growth.
And this current time, this global awakening that people talk about.
The material presents that as potentially a soul agreement for you to wake up more and more right now.
So being alive now might be part of our contract.
Could be. And maybe your role, the listener's role, is even to be a light worker, someone who helps others wake up too, just by living your truth.
That's a powerful thought to end on. which leads us to the big reflation point from all this.
Hmm.
So, what does this all mean for you listening right now? If you entertain the idea that even your hardest moments, your biggest challenges, were chosen lessons for your soul's growth, how might that change the way you look at difficulties you're facing today?
And perhaps more importantly, what power does that give you? The power to consciously rewrite your reality, maybe by releasing those old agreements you're done with.
And stepping fully into your own power, starting right now.
Definitely something to think about long after this deep dive ends.